When the jiva wishes to see, eyes are formed in the gross body, even so the skin, the tactile sense, ears, tongue, nose and the organs of action are formed as a result of the appropriate desire arising in the jiva. Yes, the jiva wishes to see, so eyes are formed in the gross body. It conjures up rather strange images of eyes morphing from an even fleshy surface. But it's not like that. When the jiva wishes to see, it's when we're thinking about things, we start talking in terms of perception. So it's when the jiva wishes to understand perception or how we receive impressions, then it starts concocting notions of the senses. Yes, even the senses are ideas and notions. I do not see my eyes. I can see, when I look in a mirror or in the video camera, I can see somebody in a little square who's got a much smaller, with a very small face, who's got eyes. But my own eyes are not part of the experiencing that is going on right now. The eyes are a way of talking. I infer I've got eyes from the fact that other people have got them, or appear to have them. But if I'm coming back to my own ultimate sense of being, there are no eyes here, there are no ears here. It's only when we start talking about sense impressions, which again is another fabrication. I am not experiencing light waves hitting me, and I'm not experiencing my brain turning the electricity produced by these light waves into shapes and colours. That's not what I'm experiencing. I'm experiencing these shapes and colours, and then when I ask the question, how do I experience these shapes and colours, I say, well, it must be through these two apertures which I see that you've got, and I must have them as well. I can maybe say, oh yes, there's two apertures here, but all I'm getting are sensations. There are sensations of touch, which I then conclude are apertures. But if I'm just within sensations, they're actually quite pleasant sensations, which I would say have got nothing to do with anything except the fact that they're pleasant sensations. So the jiva wishes to see is just a way of talking about things. It's a way of talking about how it's a way of removing ourselves from the pure experiencing that is going on. In the pure experiencing that is going on, there are no senses. It's only when we talk, when we communicate, when we try to understand things with our conceptual mind, that we've got to bring in notions of the senses. And this is, I think, this is the only way that this passage here can be understood. It's such a fundamental assumption, isn't it, that we've got organs of perception, that it's a very difficult one to let go of. We don't let ourselves, but it gets in the way of being with the pure experiencing that is going on right now. But we do have this automatic assumption, don't we, that we're on the receiving end of something. There is a me here on the receiving end of this external world which is shoving all these impressions my way. That's the belief we've got, isn't it? But if we get right back to we have to bypass that belief to get right back to the experiencing. So it's quite a big number. Although it's quite simple, really. Thus abides in the body the jiva, which has the extremely subtle body of consciousness, imagining various external physical experiences and various internal psychological experiences. Thus, resting in the unreal, which however appears to be real, Brahman, now appearing to be jiva, becomes confused. And I think that passage explains it very clearly. This same Brahman, which has come to regard itself as a finite jiva and endowed with a physical body, apprehends the external world which, on account of the veil of ignorance, appears to be composed of matter. Someone thinks he is Brahma, someone else thinks he is something else. In this manner the jiva imagines it is this or that, and so binds itself to the illusion of world appearance. But all this is mere imagination or thought. Even now nothing has ever been created. The pure infinite space alone exists. That's quite interesting that he says the pure infinite space alone exists. There's only space. Brahma, the creator, could not create the world as it was before the cosmic dissolution, for Brahma attained final liberation then. So a little go at the Hindu belief that Brahma created the world. But if Brahma was liberated, he would have had no past karma and therefore no thoughts to work out. And within the Hindu belief system, this is all supposed to be the dream of Brahma, but it's not. Cosmic consciousness alone exists now and ever. In it are no worlds, no created beings. That consciousness reflected in itself appears to be creation. Even as an unreal nightmare produces real results, this world seems to give rise to a sense of reality in a state of ignorance. When true wisdom arises, this unreality vanishes. The unreality of all the notions we've got vanishes. Notions of the senses, notion of a body, notion of a spirit within the body. All these things are beliefs which we can step back into pure being.